We continue our weekly 5-footer Friday features focusing on a putter name, a brand name that you know very well. And in fact, in my bag over the last, 20 to 25 years, I have only used Odyssey putters. Even at times when the rest of my bag had a different brand name associated with it, it was still the Odyssey putter in the bag because I absolutely love these things. And the first one that we're going to review today and then again next week takes me back in time to what I think might have been my first Odyssey putter called the Rossie. So let me bring in from Carlsbad, from Callaway, from Odyssey, Luke Williams, a gentleman, he and I believe, share the same barber. And we had the chance to meet a few years ago when I was out in Carlsbad shooting some content from within the mothership, and now we do it remotely. But Luke, it's good to see you again. How's life out west?
It's all good. Good to be on with you. Talk again, Bill.
Yeah, I think about the Rossie, and the first time that I had in my hands the initial version, the silver with, I think it was a black face on there, but it had a different, it had a different impact feel than anything I had ever used before. And like I said, I never really stopped using it. So can it kind of take us through the heritage of that line before we look at the newest and latest?
Rossie is really, it's one of the Odyssey's iconic shapes for sure. And it was the first model that really put Odyssey on the map. Nick Faldo won the Masters with that putter, and it got a lot of visibility because of that. And really that led to kind of Odyssey's first sort of boom and really kind of put Odyssey on the map. It was a unique mallet with the insert, which Odyssey has been historically known for, that, to your point, just as you noticed, provided a different feel. And golfers really kind of took to that. And then through the years, we've had different versions of the Rossie. And more recently, John Rahm won the U.S. Open with a Rossie, and last year he won the Masters with a Rossie. So it continues to be sort of a staple in our line, and this newest one is the best one yet.
Well, as you know, whenever you rack up a major championship win with the putter, sales tend to escalate immediately following whatever major that happens to be.
Yeah.
And now here we are in this era where artificial intelligence, or AI, is pretty much everywhere, right? I think you're real.
Yes.
As far as I can tell, I'm talking to the real Luke.
Yeah.
But there's a degree of technology that's now infused in the latest iteration of the Rossie. So I'm holding in my hands from the AI1 lineup a beautiful, I would almost call this a Wolverine blue because, well, I'm a Wolverine, but it's still got that same kind of feel to it. So take us through this AI1 that I'm holding on to now, this new Rossie.
Yeah, so we're really excited about this AI1 line of putters. We've got two versions. We've got a milled line and the AI1, the one that you have there. And these inserts were designed using AI. So we've been using AI for a number of years now to design driver faces and fairways and hybrids and irons. Back in 2019, the putter team got their first crack at using AI and our supercomputing power to set about designing an insert, and with the specific goal of delivering more consistent ball speeds. So when you miss the center of the face on your putter, just like with any other club in your bag, the ball speed starts to drop off. And the further you miss the center, the more it drops off. So this insert is really designed to maintain that ball speed when you miss the center of the face, so that your speed is more consistent, which results in more consistent distance, and hopefully more made putts. And the ones that you don't make, you'll leave them closer to the hole.
I remember being put on some of your measuring technology when I was at the Performance Center, because I keep hearing those putter gurus like Luke Williams say things like, when you miss the center. And I thought, miss the center? Who misses the center? Yeah. It's a putt. You're moving 14 miles an hour.
Right.
Luke, when I saw it in 5,000 frames per second, I'm wondering how I ever struck a putt in the first place. I mean, it's really jarring to see how often we are off center, even when we think we've got everything lined up.
And that's true, even for the best players in the world. I remember when we first started going out and talking to tour players about these new inserts, I was a little bit nervous that, if we were talking to a tour player about missing the center of the face with their putter, that they would look at me like I was crazy. Because they're a tour player. Obviously, they don't miss the center of the face with their putter. But they all were aware. Some of them have tendencies where they'll know, yeah, I tend to miss it toward the toe, or sometimes I'll have a heel miss. And as putts get longer and you're making a longer stroke, it's that much more likely to happen. I think, to your point, I think if most amateurs either paid more attention to their impact location or measured it, they'd be surprised at how often they miss the center, and in some cases by how much. Tour players are very, sort of hyper aware of that, but I think the average golfer would be surprised at how often they miss the center of the face.
Is it accurate for me to say that just as the forgiveness zones on drivers and irons have expanded, have they also expanded on the putter face of the Odyssey line?
Certainly with this, yeah. I think, typically the way we and others have kind of attacked those mishits is through inertia, by trying to have high MOI in our putters, and that certainly helps. Higher MOI can help, it reduces twisting on off-center impacts, which helps with both directional control and speed control. But this insert really is attacking it in a different way, but with similar sort of objectives. Same, when we're designing a driver, we try and make the face as hot as possible over the biggest area, kind of, it's sort of what people talk about is the sweet spot. So we're effectively making the sweet spot of the putter bigger with these inserts.
Anything that can help us get that ball in the hole quicker, I'm all for. And this AI1 Rossie, it really is a beauty. As soon as I took the cover off of it the very first time, I thought I was stepping back in time, but the sleek new look is really pretty cool. So as we do every week here on 5-Footer Fridays, the video doesn't end until I make 5 in a row from 5 feet. Luke has also been gracious enough to help make it possible for us to offer a chance for you to win a putter. So he and I are doing 2 different putter profiles over the course of 2 weeks. Make sure you watch both of them to get your clues so you can enter the contest, and you might have the Rossie AI1 in your hands sometime in the near future. Luke, thanks so much. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks for having me, Bill.
1, 2, 3, 4,
We can save you some big money when you buy your next putter or other golf gear. Go online to mgltv.com/shop and be sure to use promo code MGL25. And don't forget, subscribe to the Michigan Golf Live YouTube channel. We'll see you next time on another edition of 5 Footer Fridays.